Ministry for Primary Industries is rejecting accusations that it's incompetent when it comes to animal welfare issues. Farmwatch, a farm monitoring group, has published footage of a sharemilker beating cows, at times with a metal pipe. The group says MPI should be stripped of its animal welfare responsibilities because it was told about the abuse but nothing was done, and that this is not the only time MPI has failed to act. We can speak now with Gary Orr, MPI's Manager of Compliance Investigations. He's in the Wellington studio. Good morning.
Good morning, Susie. Thank
you for being with us today. If I can first ask you on this, when were you first alerted about this particular case?
We were provided the video footage last Thursday and we immediately commenced an investigation. I have to be very careful about what I do say, because if this matter does end up in court, then I don't want to do anything to compromise that. But I can say that yesterday we executed a search warrant at the property. We inspected all the animals on the property and we interviewed a person, and the investigation is continuing.
The video footage, though, wasn't the first time that you had come across this as a complaint, is it?
We have had previous complaints, and I have to be very careful about what I can say about that.
I understand that and I appreciate that, but it is important because one of the allegations that you are facing from Farmwatch is that a whistleblower came to MPI, explained the problem. In fact, there may be two people who were able to give statements about this, and that MPI went up, had a chat with the farmer, said that he was a nice guy, and that was the end of that. Is that right?
There's a big difference between people who provide information to us and those that are willing to give evidence in court. And in the absence of somebody who's prepared to stand up in court and physical evidence, then it is really difficult to achieve that standard of proof, which is the criminal standard.
Okay, so these two people who came forward, these whistleblowers, were neither of them prepared to give evidence?
Their information was given to us on the basis of confidentiality at the time.
Mm-hmm. So does that mean they were prepared to give evidence without their identities being made public?
No, they just said that they only wanted to provide the information. That's the advice I've been given.
When you get serious allegations like this, you talk to the farmer. Did you put cameras in?
We're not allowed under law to install cameras the way Farmwatch have done. The law is very clear in the Search and Surveillance Act. It's called trespass surveillance, and you can only install cameras in that situation if the offence that you're looking at is punishable by more than 7 years imprisonment. The maximum penalty for an offence under the Animal Welfare Act is only 5 years, so legally we can't do this.
So is that the problem? That's the nub of it, that you found out there was a problem, you went up, you talked to the farmer, you had people who weren't prepared to stand up in court, and your hands were tied?
Well, we look at the animals themselves. We take vets along when we do this, and when we executed the search warrant yesterday, two of my investigators, two of the animal welfare inspectors and an independent vet had a look at the animals, and that's our best evidence, if you like, is looking at the condition of the animals and assessing them.
And was there any information that led you to believe that there might be something in these allegations when these animals were looked at?
I'm sorry, that's crossing into an area that it's inappropriate for me to go to.
Okay, but you've executed a search warrant. Has that involved taking away any animals?
No, we didn't.
Okay, so the animals at this stage remain on the farm?
Yes, under close monitoring by our animal welfare inspectors.
What does that involve?
We'll be back at the farm again today.
Okay, so they're going in every day to check on the animals?
Not necessarily every day, but we will be closely monitoring.
Why, or when you first spoke to the people who came forward to you, when they said they wanted to give this information confidentially, did you talk to them about the possibility of giving evidence, whether it be a statement or whether it be giving evidence in court? Was that canvassed at all with them?
That's always something that we talk to people about, because our best evidence is eyewitness accounts, and coupled with physical evidence that we may gather through examination of the animals in question.
And so they said no, they weren't prepared to do it?
That's my understanding.
Are you concrete on this, though? Because that's quite important, whether that was definitely discussed and they definitely said no.
That's my understanding.
Because this is the difficulty. Whistleblowers, I guess, would come forward. They feel they're putting themselves, their livelihoods potentially at risk. And if they see you being unable to do anything about this, what likelihood is there that then people will be able to come forward or will do that again and put themselves in jeopardy?
I think people can have real confidence that we will take action where there is evidence to support it, and the number of successful prosecutions we've had be a testament to that. And I am a bit of a loss to understand why Farmwatch have concerns, because the last time they brought video footage to us was in relation to Down Cow Limited, which was a calf processing facility, and the worker involved in that video footage was sentenced to imprisonment as a result of our investigation. So we do take action, we do get good results.
How many successful prosecutions, though, do you take?
We take, I don't have the figures with me, but I'd be more than happy to provide them to you about the number of prosecutions we have. We have any number of active investigations going at any given time.
Are you able to give us a sense at all of that, though? I mean,
well,
is it one a year? Is it 15 a year?
No,
is it 100 a year? You know, how many is it?
No, we're probably looking at dozens. Which is unfortunate, because one prosecution is one too many, quite frankly.
The sharemilker that is shown in the video, is that person still working with animals?
Again, I'm afraid I can't comment any further on the detail of that case.
Have you interviewed him?
Yes.
Will you be continuing interviewing him, or are you finished?
I can't say any more than that at this stage.
Appreciate your time. Thank you very much for coming into the studio as well. Gary Orr there, MPI's Manager of Compliance Investigations. It's now 21 minutes past 7.
Ka pōkia te paparirirangi I te kohu I te atanai. Fog covering the airport this morning in Auckland. 15 flights out of Auckland Airport have been cancelled. Another 2 delayed due to this low-lying